Welcome. Welcome, fellow cosmic travelers and seekers of the spiritual psychic path. This is your full moon forecast. And it's Psychic Cynthia here with this wonderful full moon forecast for you. And happy full moon of April, I should say, 2021. And this month's full moon is coming up soon on Monday, April 26, 2021. It's going to be the full moon in Scorpio, Sun and Taurus. Yay! And by the way, happy birthday to all of you who have your Sun in Taurus. I'm filming this video on the day that the Sun just entered Taurus, so and it's interesting because the wind has begun to shift. Just after the Sun moved from Aries into Taurus, we have a cold north wind coming in, so it's really interesting that you can see in nature how these cycles are reflected. They're not separate from the natural world; they are part of it. And although I actually think of Taurus as being a very warm sign, but it is more earthy. It is more, perhaps you might even say, reality-based than Aries. So. Anyway, now that we've moved into the time of Sun and Taurus, soon we're going to have our full moon in Scorpio. And did you know that? If you've watched these videos before, maybe you caught that, but in case you haven't caught it before, when we have the full moon in a sign, the Sun is in the opposite sign. So full moon in Scorpio, I believe that is 7 degrees. Let me double check that here in my notes. Yes, 7 degrees in Scorpio. And again, that's going to be on April 26th, coming up here on Monday. Keep in mind that these full moon energies, they're not only activated for that day, but they're activated in the week before and for about 2 weeks after, up until the new moon. And activated is the right word. I mean, what are these energies? Well, any full moon, there is an agitation, a stirring up, an activation. And this full moon is in Scorpio, also highlighting the Sun in Taurus. And what's interesting here is that we have a stellium, or you can think of it as a traffic jam, in Taurus at the time of the full moon. By the way, the exact time of the full moon, here in my time zone in central USA, daylight time, that's going to be, I believe, 10:32 p.m. So for once, the full moon is actually exact in the night. If you're living in the eastern USA time zone, it's 11:32 p.m. Pacific, I believe that would be, I have to think about it. Well, if it's 10:32 p.m. here, for those of you in Pacific Daylight Time at least, that would be 8:32 p.m. on Monday night, Monday, April 26th. That's when our full moon in Scorpio is exact. So this is a very powerful full moon. It's powerful because there is this stellium in opposition to where the moon is at, and what that means, it's really going to stir some things up for us. If you look at what is Taurus, okay, first of all, Taurus is the financial realm, and building a solid foundation, getting grounded. You can think of Taurus as being about feeding the people, or in your own personal life, Taurus is about, going to work and taking care of your household and being grounded and feeding yourself and your family and making sure making sure you have that security. Taurus is that quest for security. And then the moon, the full moon, is actually going to be in Scorpio, the opposite sign. And Scorpio likes security too, but Scorpio is more of a cleansing sign, a letting go. Scorpio is associated with death and endings. When you put this together, the tension that's happening here, I think if you look at Scorpio too, Scorpio is a sign of deep spiritual transformation. It is a sexual sign. We hear a lot about Scorpio and their sex lives, and what I always like to say is that, Scorpios have the reputation, but Tauruses have all the fun. So it's really the Tauruses that are much more, we'll just say, in that realm than Scorpios I encounter. Although Scorpios are very passionate, that is true. So there is an activation of your passion right now. And wanting to follow that, wanting to follow whatever that passion is, not just sexual, but spiritual as well, psychological, looking deep at the self. And Scorpio is also a financial sign. We don't think about this aspect of it as much, but it's true. It represents the joint finances, the shared finances. In a way, it's a more true money sign than Taurus. I mean, money is related to Taurus because, with Taurus, you're out looking at how you're going to earn money or maybe even manage your money. But all money comes to us from other people or other sources. I mean, right, if you're going to get paid, you have to get paid from somebody or something. And so Scorpio is that joint connection. It's that intermingling of financial energy, and not just money, but the sharing, the merging of energies. So that will probably be on our mind a lot lately, whether we're thinking about, I don't know, you could be thinking about your finances in the most literal sense, and you could be thinking about debt. Scorpio rules debt, and, I think, many of us have more debt than we would like. Some have no debt, and that's great. Debt, though, here could be interpreted in a lot of ways, not just financial debt, but our debts, what do we owe to others in our life? Have you given your word and not followed up on something? If so, that's a kind of debt, and you need to find a way to resolve that debt. So it's beyond the financial, and I want to get you thinking about that. But because of the stellium, because we have so many planets in Taurus, we're going to have, at the time of this full moon in Scorpio, we're going to have the Sun, Uranus, I believe Mercury and Venus in Taurus, and then those are going to be making a square. Both the Sun and the Moon will be squaring Saturn in Aquarius. So this full moon is basically a mirror of the larger energies for this whole year, and I think it's going to bring up a lot of issues around balancing, the need to work hard, to be organized, to take care of business, with the need to be free, the need to follow the path of the soul. There's some conflict around that, and also anytime that Saturn is being activated like it is now, I would encourage you to look at, are you allowing good in your life? Are you seeing that you're worthy? Are you maybe being too severe with yourself? Now maybe some of you out there aren't being severe enough, or what I mean is maybe you're not disciplined enough, okay? Maybe we need to have more discipline in some areas, and that too could be brought up with this fiery, passionate full moon. And you notice I said fiery, and you might be thinking, well, isn't Scorpio a water sign? Scorpio is absolutely a water sign, but I also think of it as a dual sign because it has two rulers. It has the rulers of Mars and Pluto. So there's a fiery element here too, a hidden fire. Some signs have hidden water, others have hidden fire. Well, the only one that has hidden fire really I can think of is, I think Pisces has some too. So especially Scorpio has hidden fire. So, you may feel that churning. And listen, again, you're going to feel that not just on the day of the full moon. That churning, that emotional passion, but also turmoil. Things are already stirring right now. So it's good to look at where you can do some self-healing and transformation. That's what I'm getting around this. And the Saturn part gives us a clue, work on having more faith, having more trust. Work on, and you notice I'm using the word to work. Just because Saturn is involved, maybe we should say play at. But if you're not used to playing at it, it will kind of feel like work at first. Work on allowing yourself, if you haven't been doing it, just a little indulgence. And the indulgence doesn't have to be just about spending money. Do you ever have the urge to just keep working and working? And even when, especially now, a lot of us are working at home, so when do you turn it off? And part of what this full moon is saying is that our transformation can come through tending to the soul, tending to the heart, tending to the spirit, having passion, having joy, following what you're passionate about. I mean, if you're working at home, yeah, you could just keep working and working, but maybe sometimes you need to stop, take a break, and let yourself do something you really enjoy. Let yourself spend some time with a friend that you really enjoy, because we have some Aquarius energy here. And, you know, it's not good, all the isolation going on right now. And listen, I understand all the reasons why, and I get that with what's been happening in the world, but it's not good. This full moon is telling us we need to not isolate. We need to remember there is power in the tribe. So whoever your tribe is, and listen, it doesn't have to be a big tribe. Maybe you just have a small circle of friends or a few friends. But this is a good time to reach out to them, to come together and pull resources. Scorpio is about pulling resources, too. And it is a very psychic sign. So listen to your intuition on this. Follow the signs in the next few weeks ahead. Because especially if you are struggling with either money or self-worth or relationships, any of these three top things here, you might find that some new pathways can open up for you if you're open to allowing it in for yourself and not just denying yourself all the time and not just pushing yourself like a bull to work and work and work. I mean, it's good to be a bull. It's good to be a stallion, I guess, if you have a project you're working on. But joy is important too. And even with the Taurus, there is an aspect of that is very joyful and very sensual and loves to enjoy art and massage and things that feel good in life, and beauty is important too. And I think that's something that can be brought up now, and just finding a way to bring more of that in our lives without, totally going into debt or going broke, and be reasonable and be sensible about it, because the Taurus energies demand that. But the Scorpio part of this full moon, the actual Scorpio full moon, may call you out to follow your passion. It may ask you to do something bold. It may also ask that you break with old patterns of self-denial, old patterns of fear. Scorpio can be very bold. It can be very brave. It can be very transformative. This is the phoenix rising from the ashes. So are you going to rise emotionally, spiritually, financially? Are you going to rise up and be transformed? Are you going to keep instead digging around in the old patterns and, just holding on to old grudges and things like that? By the way, this is a time to let go of grudges, and it's a time to forgive. Unforgiveness will only hold you back on your path. And focusing on what others have done wrong and blaming, it is not productive right now. I don't know if it ever is, but especially now, because you could bind yourself with that instead of being that phoenix or the eagle of the Scorpio that flies free. You could be stuck being the scorpion, which is fine. I mean, the scorpions have their place, but they can't help but sting themselves or sting others. So we're all experiencing this energies right now, and will be for the next few weeks. So think about that and meditate deeply on that. And literally, if you want something to help lift you up and transform any aspect of your life right now, meditate on the concept of the totem, the eagle, or if you want to take it even further, the phoenix. Only meditate on the phoenix if you're willing to go through the fires of transformation. If you just want to fly above the storm, then meditate on the eagle. Alrighty, well, this is a wrap for today. Happy, beautiful full moon and Scorpio to you all. Full moon on April 26, 2021. And put your crystals out. Put out your necklaces or your tarot decks or your rune sets or whatever it is, your water, your moon water, whatever you want to get charged up. Put it out, since this full moon will be exact in the evening. And hopefully it will be clear where you're at too. I'm hoping for that. Alrighty. Bright blessings to you all. Many cosmic blessings to you all. And
may the spirits of your ancestors be with you and guide you, and may your angels and guides guide you as well through this time of transformation. Bye.